Hey, Nick.
Hey, Chase.
It's that time again.
What time is it?
Time for
Fuck This Place!
People. I don't know about you. I have this thing. I don't know about you. I definitely know this doesn't affect you.
I don't know about you, Nick, but I have a kid, and
I don't know about you, Nick, but I have a gambling problem. Whenever I get stressed out or like my sleep is low, specifically, it's got to be a combo of not a lot of sleep, which, by the way, that's me all the time right now. And then like stress, and then if you triple that with the stress being work related, I have this thing, you can't see it right now because I put in some eye drops, where like this blood vessel just like gets real fucking mad in one of my eyes.
Okay.
And I feel like that's the closest I get to becoming like a Bond villain. Like bleeds from his eyes when he's like
they call it Dr. 6-Day Work Week.
Doctor clocking out.
You'll see what happens when you push me too far, Mr. Bond.
But like it happened. It's crazy. Like I had it almost the entirety of, in a mild or like slightly more less than mild version of it, the entirety of like high school. And I just thought like, oh, I just have allergies, you know? And it turns out I just lived with a dog, and I'm a lot more allergic to animals than I initially thought. And it's like, as soon as I went to college, I could just like, I would definitely get stressed and it would come back. Right. But it wasn't like a constant. And then once I got out of, again, like the school environment where it's just full stress all the time, I was like, oh no, I'm okay.
Right.
I just thought that my body couldn't handle it. And it was really just that my body couldn't handle what I was doing to me.
Isn't it weird? Like I think because I started keeping track of like when I'm like really like pissed off or really like depressed or whatever. And it's almost always like I kind of keep track of everything that was going on that day. And almost always it's like I got just a little less sleep. And like a little less sleep, and like I didn't eat like enough snacks or whatever.
No, you fall apart. I don't think people understand. A while back there was like an NPR like Fresh Air or something, and there was like this sleep expert that was just like, please, for the love of fucking God, get 8 hours of sleep. You're not doing it. You've got to be doing it, and you can't. And like 8 hours isn't even the thing. It's like you got to be down for 9 hours to buffer that extra hour. And I was like, I guess I'm gonna die then.
Yeah. Okay, NPR. Yeah. You got the time for that? How many hours are in your day? I got 24. Okay, that's all they gave me. That was my default. I haven't re-upped for any more.
Terry Gross. What the fuck? How many hours is Terry motherfucking Gross sleeping?
Dude, I have not listened to NPR in years. 8 years maybe. I try to limit my news period. Just because.
Saying that was a different era of my life where I thought being connected was going to help me.
It feels like it's like, no, you have about an hour a day worth of stuff to say news. Like it's like
tops. Absolutely. Like, that's a heavy news day.
Yeah. So like if you can talk to me for like an hour, because that's all it doesn't matter what's going on. There could be some like, look, a war between two major countries could break out right now.
Well, and in fact, wouldn't know in some ways happening.
Well, I mean, like what I'm saying is like a new one, like
they can make a new war right now.
They could be two countries could go right now. Like fucking Mexico could go to war with France again now.
Absolutely.
And we wouldn't know that much about it. You couldn't talk to me about it for an hour. They would just go, well, there's been some skirmishes and it's just like, and that's it.
Unless you're involved in the day-to-day strategy of dealing with the things that it's like, what else?
Unless you've been planning a presentation for 6 months about this war that might happen or whatever. But it's like, what I'm saying is it's like, there's only so much you can say about all this stuff, but the news is on a 24-hour cycle. Like it's sports. I feel the same way about sports. I love sports. I don't want to watch ESPN 24 hours a day because I'm just like, and it starts to wear me out. It starts to dilute how I feel about the news and the things going on. I should be more upset or less upset or whatever, but it just manipulates how I feel. And then, and then I also like start to just get anxiety in general.
Oh yeah.
So I just started I tune into the news when I need specific information about something, and then I get away from it. Yeah. And
listen, if you're listening to this podcast, I guarantee you're not listening to the fucking news.
Yeah, I'll tell you right now, you're too busy. You're pissed off at your coworkers.
Because you're probably, I hope, in the back of a truck or something, or
Mhm.
or just sitting at your desk, doing some meaningless task. And you're like, this
Mhm.
fucking motherfucker.
Yeah.
There's
Um,
goddamn fuck, and you're not thinking right now. Well, I mean, and we're wasting an hour of your time anyway, so you got no
yeah.
time.
Yeah. What, Chase, last time, we should introduce the pod.
Yeah, we should just about to say, welcome to the Fuck This Place, the podcast about jobs. I was literally going to say the podcast without jobs.
I'll give us
I'm
a few
doing
months.
Welcome to Fuck This Place, the podcast about jobs with Chase and Nick. My name is Chase.
My name is Nick, and that's all. That's all.
Woo.
That's all Chase has in the tank.
I
today,
can't.
guys.
I'm not going to make it any further. It's as far as we made. What were you going to say before we introduced?
I was going to say, because last time was a me and you episode, we had opened with a question, and I was going to ask you a question about past
Go
jobs.
ahead.
I had a question.
I'm rubbing my hands together like a villain from like a cartoon.
Let me ask you, Chase, what is the biggest difference you think you've been like in age and state of life from a coworker?
Ooh,
like
interesting. Okay, so
because you know how work will make you work with like an 100-year-old lady or whatever, and that's one of your buds, Can you think of a person in your life that you were at the same place, same time, and it was like, but we are not at the same place, same time?
1,000%, yeah. Okay, so I first jumped to, in my mind, the ice cream place where I worked, because I work with a bunch of 19, 20-year-olds. But the truth is, we were actually in a very similar place, and that was what was so sad about it. I was like, I'm trying to get my life together too. Anyway, actually, they weren't really trying that hard. But...
You're like, do I have a big exam coming up?
Is my mom texting me too much? Do I need a ride home from work? Oh, no, I have a bike. Oh, shit, I am like these kids. Anyway, no, for sure.
They were like, later, Mr. McNeill. You're like, bye, guys.
I'm giving them acne tips.
Some of them get into a car together to leave, and then they see you ride their bike alongside.
And they rolled on they stop and they roll on them and like, you needed some help? You need a ride, bud? I'm like, I'm all good, kids.
No, I like this.
no, I picked this.
Yeah, I want to do this. I like riding my bike real late at night in LA.
Repeatedly. Actually, late at night is one of the better times. I mean, it's not the best time, but it's not bad because you're less likely to get
not many people on the freeway that you're having to take because it's the only route home.
Yeah, I'm on
your bicycle on the I-5.
There's so much broken glass here. Why is that car on fire? It turns into sort of a Mad Max situation post 9 p.m.
Yeah.
So, but that's not it. That was my first that's got to be it. But then, as you talked about the difference in life, okay, first job in LA, Warner Brothers Studio Tours. We've talked a little bit about the guy that I worked with. His name was Walt.
Oh,
so he's older than I am.
Dude, he's so old. Dude, he knew Orville Redenbacher.
Yeah, no, it's crazy.
That's an old guy.
Orville Redenbacher. What's crazy is so many things about him. Like there were only a few, but very real parallels between me and him that really stung.
Okay.
So number one, we can talk about how frustrating Walt was in general, because he was, and I cannot stress this enough, old. I mean, he wasn't my guess is, realistic guess, 63.
63. Okay.
Just
how old
old
were you
enough
at the time?
I was 30. So
okay,
a 33-year difference, let's say. I mean, he could be close to 70.
Okay.
Right? Based on the way, but he, sometimes like my folks have been, some of them are still in their 60s, and they're pretty savvy electronically or whatever. But there's also people that are like 49, that you meet that are just like, oh yeah, I'm on my Game Boy, that's how I make calls.
Yeah.
I just hook up my Game Boy to my Sega Saturn, and
I just rub my hands together real fast. That's how I stay warm.
Yeah, exactly. I don't have a coat or an umbrella or nothing.
No, I don't wear mittens. I'm not gay.
Exactly. So sometimes it's not necessarily. It's not necessarily about age as much as it is about a certain disposition in life. But then when you combine that with a little bit of age, they truly can't learn. If that 49-year-old, if you're like, I need to show you how to open this email and get a link from Google Drive, they're gonna do it once this person, when he's incapable anyway. there were two things about him that were like for real, like, oh no. Number one, he used to work for Time Warner, the parent company of Warner Brothers.
Yeah. Yeah. He started Viacom.
Yeah. Yeah, he was in the 90s, like when like AOL was bought by Time. Is it Time? Yeah. Anyway, it's hard to remember what the companies were called. Anyway, he had a professional, full-on real man job. And I don't know how he fell from grace, but like here he was. And I had just come from a sort of not like a desk job, but like a decent job in Asheville. And here I was, being a fucking schlup for the lowest, like the minimumest of minimum wage. And the other one is I found out that he went to the Yale School of Drama.
Whoa.
Which, for those who don't know, it's the theater school.
Like, would you say it's better than like Juilliard?
I mean, okay, so sorry, Juilliard and then Yale School of Drama.
That's where Shalia LaTour went, I believe.
Oh, really? Yale School of Drama? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Big motherfuckers go there. Like
Tony-nominated actress.
That's right. And former guest of the pod. What's up? Big Get. Am I right? Go listen.
Right.
I don't think she's that far back. I can't remember the number. We need an accurate historian on this goddamn podcast.
Oh my God, that'd be so nice.
Just look, we need a Walt is what we need. But he went to the Yale School of Drama, which is like, you have to be good to get in. Number one, you can't just like nobody waltzes into the Yale School of Drama. And it is not necessarily like a guaranteed ticket for like the rest of your life, career, or whatever. But it's very.
We
much
certainly
like,
see that now.
We do that now. But like it is the brand that's going to work for you.
Yeah.
If you want to pursue like a career in any kind of acting at all, those two schools, Juilliard and Yale School of Drama, are the schools that if you mention, people are like, well, this person must be good,
Right. Yeah.
So yeah, I basically like asked him, one time, in the break room while like they're just always like literally, dude, they're just always playing Batman the Dark Knight in the break room.
Oh hell yeah, dude. I love that movie.
No, it's a great fucking movie. It is not
probably my second favorite action movie ever.
Yeah, no, it's such in my opinion, the problem is it is such a good movie that it is not something you want to see when you just came off directing people to the bathrooms.
You want to be able to sit and experience that. Take my pants off, hang out, eat some popcorn.
you want to lose the britches if you're gonna watch The Dark Knight, folks. I don't know how I got these scars. I'm not wearing pants, so go ahead. Tell me the story.
Who's crazier, huh, Heath?
No, I mean, yeah, it's a cinematic experience, and so you don't want to walk into the break room after like just being at a register, just like taking money from like weird, like Australian tourists or whatever, and being afraid that your like till is off by like 10 cents. Yeah, you want to kind of
they'd stab you in the ribs.
And yeah, I mean, they and many other people that I worked for that have been in the game of holding a till have been bizarrely on it.
You got to.
I guess so. So like while like the chase scene that the bat, that where the Batmobile turns into like the Bat motorcycle, and the Jokers are going like, come on, hit me, come on, do it,
hit me. Where they flip the truck over and stuff.
Well, all that's happening. Walt's just like, yeah, I did Yale School of Drama, and I realized I just didn't want to act. And it's like, and it's like, cool, man, but you know where you are, right? Like, I'm not saying that would have been a guaranteed success or anything, but I'm just saying, like, we're sitting next to a vending machine, right? Inside of like a movie studio that made a very good action movie that we're not watching, right? I'm not saying you could have been in it. I'm not saying you could have been Commissioner Gordon, but
you figure though
was a good actor.
Yeah, you figure he like, he's got bad experiences with acting. If you're going to that Yale school, they're pushing you so hard.
No, definitely.
Before that, like his best friend Abe Lincoln gets shot in his face or whatever. So he's just
right before he walks into
the
So
he's just kind of like, man,
and he's the
every
first
time
class.
I get too deep into acting. I don't want. He's like
somebody gets shot in the head.
The thing about acting, and I've done a little bit, is that
it's terrible.
it's harder than people think
Yeah.
to let go, to like immerse yourself in it. I think anybody can act, and sure, there
Right.
are varying degrees of like who
No,
can
you're
do
right.
it
There's a
better.
reason why. Like, I feel like this was before I stopped watching comics in cars getting coffee. I feel like there was a Steve Harvey episode where he was like, anybody can learn to act. That's why comedians work on being comedians. And then if someone's like, hey, can you act? It's like yes or no. But like you can go to classes and kind of learn it, you know, like to any degree that you would need, especially if you're already famous as a Steve Harvey.
It's just a matter of learning to let go. And I think that's hard enough. In my little bit of acting I've done, it's really hard to actually get in the moment and like, yell at another guy and like you're fighting or whatever. Yeah. It's like, then there's like the level of actors where like the real actors where they not only let go, but then they fully become someone else.
Yeah.
And I imagine that like if you're going to the school of Yale or whatever like that, they're just
school
like
of Yale.
the school of Yale, arts and farts or whatever it's called. And like, like they're probably pushing him to the point where he was like, fuck that. Like he probably lost sight of the fact that he could easily have just gotten in some commercials or whatever.
A
little bit of money. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're right. No,
like
you're right. You're
too
right.
far on the other end. And he was like,
and
I gotta
agree.
get like, he's like, I got to get so far away from this that I'm wearing teeny tiny little tan shorts and I'm giving people like rides or whatever. Warner Brothers Studios,
yeah.
Like he probably, and he's probably just fried his brain. Is what I'm saying. So like when you're talking to Walt, does it come through? Like, does he have like flashbacks where he starts being like speaking in like Shakespearean talk and stuff? Where like,
he does talk about
go
jazz.
into characters? He talks about jazz a lot. Oh, he's all fucked up then.
Yeah. And he invited me to like this, like, I think there's a place that I know other young people that have gone to. That's a place in Burbank that has like bluegrass music on like a certain Tuesday of the month or something. And he was like, "You want to come?"
Walt's General like, Hang.
He was like, he was inviting everybody, and we were all like, "Fucking no, Walt! Like no."
He was like, "That's fine." He just like walks backwards into a shadow.
Yeah, and that's fine. Then he sticks a bale or like one of those long pieces of hay in his mouth, or like a thing of wheat.
Hi, I'm Walt.
Everybody liked him, but everybody also hated him because he was bad at everything. I mean, like he couldn't use the radio, he couldn't drive the carts. They didn't trust him with the till.
No, he sounds like a real liability.
His first day on the till, he accidentally took an extra $100 from somebody.
Oh wow,
which is like an unprecedented
accidentally
mistake.
Put it in his pocket.
No. He did it
accidentally.
He was counting his till, and he was like, "I've got an extra $100." And there was like,
he's like, "I'm doing really good."
And it was like, "Fucking Walt." And then they traced it back to like there was a time because tourists show up with a lot of cash because they're like afraid that people travel with cash. I think it's a decent, like, prudent thing to do in some cases. And so if you have three people that are paying for like a $65 tour, you're easily crossing the $100 threshold is what I'm saying. And so somebody must, so like he already had one other $100 bill and they were both new. And so we all surmised, because again, I was working the tills that day too. And was nervous. I was me off by like a fucking cent. That like they must have stuck together or something. And that was Walt's last day on the till.
Oh, yeah.
It was his first day on the till, and that was his last. They were like, "We can't do this." That
was his first and last 20 minutes on the till.
There was this because we weren't even real tour guides. We were like the support staff to the tour guides, and if you stuck around long enough, eventually you could become a tour guide. That's when I realized, like, I gotta get the fuck out of here. But like there was the front, kind of the front of house and like the back of house responsibilities, right? Front of house is all like getting people ready for tours and stuff. It was busy. It was a little hectic. The back of house was like at the end of the tour where people would just like walk into this like place with a bunch of fucking museum shit, just like, this is the suit from Suicide Squad, or like just like weird, or like, oh, have you seen Harry Potter? Well, this is one of the jackets, and he only worked there. He only worked in the two. There's two of those spots where it was just like, you don't really have to do anything. And it was nuts. It was nuts.
They call it like the Walt halls.
And I liked working back there because you didn't have to do anything, because I was like, it's the same rate of pay either way. Who gives a shit? Like,
yeah.
Walt, how about you?
Oh, nothing's gonna top Walt. When I was working in the movie theater when I was like 17, I worked with the guy. He was my supervisor, and he I might have told the story in the pod, but he was like in his early 40s, I think, maybe late 30s. I want to say early 40s. He was like an old, like quote like ex karate expert,
Oh,
like
hell yeah.
which I don't really know how you can used to be a karate expert.
I
I feel like
agree.
that's something that you keep with you, you know.
Typically.
Like, yeah, like
But I'm not a karate guy, so I
I don't
know.
think they take your belts away, right?
I don't think so. I don't think
but
that.
like but
And I think you can be pretty good at karate without being like everyone's traditional understanding of like fit.
oh yeah, no,
You know?
100%. Yeah,
'Cause,
yeah.
like, it's
that's a
about, like,
Hollywood thing, you know.
Yeah, like you can be pretty good at like, fending people off and defending yourself again, which I would assume is most of karate, right?
Yeah.
Without being, without having a fucking six-pack abs, So
Right,
I don't
right.
necessarily
Yeah,
think
you
that
could
his
be a
lack of
schlub.
fitness. Yeah. Who,
Yeah, no.
puts
I mean,
knows the pressure points and does the thing, whatever. Anyway, so what's I'm
oh,
saying?
dude.
This guy's a fucking liar. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, and so but he like I remember he was a really nice guy, but he would like cry a lot, which I thought was weird. I think he was going through a divorce at the time.
Yeah.
One day though, he declared, because I was an usher, and he declared himself head usher. And then from then on out, just started giving us orders.
Mhm.
And then we were supposed to wear I wore you wear like black Dickies, a white button-up shirt, long sleeve, and a black tie.
Mhm.
And I wore the crustiest tie just because
Oh no,
I didn't know.
teens, they're never gonna wash their
Dude, I didn't know how to tie a tie. So once I got someone to do it for me,
you leave it as is.
I just left it as is. So it'd get like grime and like
you shower in it.
popcorn butter, and I was just like, I just left like that. And just like it's just
absolutely.
like put every time I put it over my head, and try to retighten it.
The uniforms of these motherfuckers would wear at this ice cream place, they never washed them. I washed mine because I was like, I am a grown man. And I get here on a bike, but I am a grown man. Okay, I insist.
You're in a circle, and all these teenagers are shoving you in the circle, and you're like, I am a grown man.
I'm a grown man. I'm a grown man. I'm a grown man. And every time they push me, like I get stickier on my elbows because they're
tearing off your little arm hairs.
Because their aprons are just covered in like chocolate cream and stuff.
Oh, not the fudgicles! Not the fudgicles!
Oh, this ice cream was made with a local honey. Oh shit! I lose my chest hair and stuff. I only had like 3 sprigs. Anyway, go on. Guy, you put on your crusty ass tie, and he was bossing you around.
Yeah, and so but he, to solidify that he was now the head usher.
Yeah.
He started wearing tan pants.
I think I do remember this. Yeah.
And he just started wearing tan pants, and then just started giving us orders. And for the most part, it worked.
Yeah.
He
was 40, so it's like, it's like
he had the look, and
everyone's going to think this person's in charge,
Yeah, no, 100%. And then of course, there's not many things he can order you to do that disrupt the general system. So it's like, if he goes hey, Nick, I need you to take out the trash. Yeah. That's something I know I'm supposed to do. And at 17, I just pretty much take orders from anyone who gives them to me.
Yeah.
So so he just kind of faked it till you made it kind of way into a situation.
So did he do anything while he was doing that?
He I remember I had these really vivid memories of him looking at his watch and be like, look, we got 15 minutes before the movie start letting out. Okay, guys, and just and then he would always kind of act like he was pissed if he had to sweep, all right, this is your guys' job, but I'm okay. But it was a thing where, and I think ultimately they took that from him.
They were like, no, you're not.
You made this up a couple weeks ago.
And they had a ceremony where they just ripped his tie off and pulled his pants down. They pantsed him. He's wearing those boxers that were they had the hearts on them.
Yeah.
They were
they're we're taking this from you because you wrongfully did it, but also because it's pretty lame.
Also because I think that you're dumb for doing this. And,
here at the Lodi Stadium 12 movie theaters in 2003, we do not do this. We do not. We cannot take this lameness.
We hereby remove you from your throne.
Mutant.
That was the mutiny.
Yeah, and there was they're just telling him he can't do this, and then randomly someone brands him with a hot iron, it's
the scarlet letter. Yeah.
And that's what happened to Sean.
Yeah, never saw Sean again. He went on to the next town wearing like a dunce cap.
Yeah. Pretend to be head of the burger joint or whatever.
Yeah. This is okay. We're gonna get to our stuff, but I will say I did change. I worked a job where I was in charge, and no one thought I was because I'm a small man.
Did you set all that ice cream on your face?
Yeah, because I had a ring of chocolate. I had it on my forehead. How did it get there?
You had chocolate kiss marks all over from where the girls were like forcing kisses on you and they were picking on you.
Chase, you had a girlfriend? Stop it, guys! I'm a grown man. I'm a growing boy. But no, I was my like second year of like AmeriCorps where we were doing this like outdoor like job stuff, and a lot of times we would show up to people's like yards to like clear up a bunch of stuff and like, replant these plants. So sometimes we were basically just the equivalent of a landscaping crew, right? But so we would show up and they would start talking to the tallest guy who was there, who was not in charge because they just was
tallest, widest guy they could find.
Exactly. Yeah. And so it wasn't Portland, so we were pretty much all white.
Yeah.
And
who here's got the biggest unicycle?
Yeah. Yeah. This guy's got a tall one. Oh shit. So I just grew a beard. I just grew the biggest beard I possibly could. And people started talking to me.
Right.
It was wild. And also I started talking first. I was like, I'm in charge. Me big man. But no, I straight up, it was just the beard that did it. Okay. We're going to jump into our first segment today. Welcome to the podcast. Whatever, man. We're going to look at some jobs. We're going to look at some Reddit posts. You know how it goes. And if you don't, buckle up. We are going to look at 2 posts today, and we're going to play a little game we like to play called Dumb or Murder, or maybe even and/or in some scenarios. So we're going to take a look at post number 1, which is from the Denver Craigslist. Maybe this is from a Jody's episode a while back.
Jody, yeah,
a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, Jody, I think it is.
Okay, so title is Cash for Safe Women. Sorry, I'm sorry, I'm having trouble because this is a bad title. Cash for a Safe Women. It should be woman, but it's women. Yeah. Cash for a Safe Women to take a few photos of me tied up, and this is in all caps, non-nude, okay?
Nothing weird.
Oh, we're good. I get it. We're good. This is a non-nude thing, so it can't be bad or weird. Okay, so the post begins, no pictures, thank God. It says, I'm looking for a woman. So this person knows how to write woman. And then it says, and then in parentheses it says, women only, please. So this person understands the difference between woman and women, but in the title couldn't put it together.
Also, either woman or woman 3 times in 2 sentences.
That's true. It's not good. That's not good. I'm looking for a woman. Women only, please. Like, I know what you're saying. I know what you're going to do, Chase. I know you're going to sign up. I know you're going to send me an email. I want you to be a woman who can take a few amateur fetish photos. Okay. Of me in various restraints. This is fully clothed on your end and my end. No nudity, nothing illegal.
He's a man of principle.
We're digging holes. If
every man's got a code, Chase. Man's got a code.
Everybody does. No nude, nothing illegal. Women only. Must be over 18, and looks are not important. You could have just said must be over 18, and you could have not.
You could have like, come on now.
Well,
why do you make ugly people think about themselves before?
Why be mean right away?
Yeah.
Because if I email you and you're like, well, yeah, you're right. Looks are not important. And you're like, hey, anyway. And then it says hotel location. I guess there's some safety to that. Cash compensation. I would expect this to take less than an hour. I would expect this to take probably around 15 minutes for you, buddy. Anyway, I have everything needed, including camera. I just need someone who can take pics from different angles that I cannot do on my own. We're going to circle back to that statement specifically. Very easy gig. Please email first. A phone call can follow. Compensation cash per session. And that's the post. Okay, so let's circle right back to a few different angles that I cannot do on my own.
So,
no, okay. That's wrong. Right? Like, that's wrong. You're dumb and an idiot at the minimum here because you don't own a tripod. You can't. There's so in the age of TikTok, you're telling me, and YouTube, you're telling me I watch people fucking drawing. I watch people giving themselves tattoos. I watch people cooking in their own kitchens and other people's kitchens. I watch drone footage of glaciers melting into the Arctic Sea. And you're telling me that you just can't get an angle in a hotel room from a camera that you already own.
Right. Yeah, I think that, I mean, unless it's like a thing where he needs a picture of himself like hogtied.
I understand. You can hog tie yourself and hold a timer in your hand and then click the button.
Okay. I didn't know that.
This is how most self photography work. Or
this
you
is
can
how
just
most hog tying photo shoots work. You're saying?
Yeah, it's how the hog tying works, and also how a lot of self portraiture works. Like I just found this out recently, and this might blow your mind. This might not. But you see a lot of those pictures. I fucked it up. I can't remember. It was something where like basically influencers who look like they're in a mirror, they're actually just taking a picture.
Got it.
But they're holding a phone up as if they're looking at it to take a picture, but then in actuality they're just facing a real.
No, I understand.
Picture. That would be a remote timer or just a timer. And then again, the little clicky thing. Again, if you own a camera, you I'm not saying you know everything about cameras. I'm saying you bought a camera. So I bet you there's ads on your social media feed right now about different camera things you can buy.
What about, I mean, I suppose the same thing with the button, but it's like, maybe he wants to be like splayed out, like arms up, like legs spread. And he's on one of those big wheels, where someone throws a knife at you, and he's like,
one of the carny tricks.
Yeah. And he's like, but I need someone to, one, spin me. And then two,
yeah, you're right. I need a Vanna White here at the minimum to give me a good spin. That's a good point.
What I'm saying is I agree that there probably is a way for him to get all these pictures he needs, but
it could be nice to have
I don't think that he knows that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like maybe he doesn't really get the, like, I didn't even think of the remote. That's a great idea. I didn't even know that was a thing. And but you're right. Maybe he should, because he has a camera, unless he's just got an iPhone, unless he's just got some weekend, unless it's like, what if he's staging his own kidnapping, right? And he needs some grainy ass camera footage. So he's just got like a, those like the one-time use cameras. Remember those from
the disposables? Yeah.
Disposables. He's just
Polaroid
got those. Yeah. He's got that. Yeah. He's got a bunch of like cut out letters from magazines. So
it says like kill him or something. Yeah. That'd be fun. That sounds cool.
Drop off $40 or we will kill him.
$40. Yeah, super
like,
low. See,
they don't even value me. Like he's like trying to feel real sorry for himself.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I think that's a great idea. Like he wants you just to like lightly throw him into a van. Again, I think that it just seems like there's better ways to do all of this.
100%. Yeah. That's every post we look at, though.
Yeah, that's a good point. So, maybe this person's half legit in this, but it's hard to think of a person, a woman specifically, who would be like, good idea. Because again, you're saying amateur fetish photos, but it's clear that the photos are only part of the experience, my guy.
Oh, yeah. No, there's definitely something else going on here. Like,
even if the entire experience is like you smiling and being like, just take a picture of me tied up, see you later. You're being weird about it in your mind later, and I just feel like,
well, how do you not know anyone?
How do you not know anyone?
If it's so legit and you're like, look, if you're like posting all caps non-nude and then you say later on no nudity, it's like you've definitely run into some experiences where this has been on the table.
Yeah, some of the language here. You say the word fetish.
Even if you've been legit this whole time and it's never been non-nudity, that the way you're coming at me makes me feel like maybe there was a girl that yelled at you, like, what do you mean you're not naked? You know what I mean? Like, get naked, twerp, and then she, like she just
like,
really starts tying you up.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think this person's gonna murder, but it seems like they're very dumb.
Oh, dude, 100%. You know how fucking dumb you have to be if they like you tie them up and then they just rob you? They don't even take
Right.
no pictures of you.
Yeah.
It's pretty dumb setup you got going on here.
Yeah.
If you just had one friend that was like, my friend will be here to tie me up, or you bring a friend to tie me up, like add another person into
Add
this.
one other person, and everyone is a lot safer here.
Yeah, there's so much more accountability.
Yeah. Yeah.
Meet me
Yeah,
in this
you're right.
hotel room. I'm bringing rope. What?
It's for me, okay?
It's for me. It's for me. Don't, and I won't be naked. Okay. Let me just cut you off at the pass, ladies.
And again, it's just
I
like,
won't be naked anymore.
it just seems like I'm not saying I want a sample of your work, but at the very least, showing that you were able to talk one person into doing this would maybe help your cause.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we're just going to say extremely dumb.
So dumb.
Just the dumbest person we've ever met. Bye-bye. Okay. Post number 2. I have no fucking idea who was, because this one's deep from the vault. Like, there's 2 vaults really that are running for the, a little inside baseball. One is the recent vault, right? Where Chase has like a little running list, and then Chase has a hard drive of just like a bunch of old shit.
World.
Old world shit. This is what Walt's been doing. He's been
this is Old Testament. Craigslist posts.
Old Testament. Fuck this place. So anyway, the title is "Paid to Smoke / Vape on Video." And it's going to be a weird one. As the title suggests, it begins. As the title suggests, I'm seeking an arrangement with someone. I don't like that. With someone who is a heavy vapor. I'm seeking to explore my fascination with the habit, the visuals in particular, and looking to do so in a safe and fun, exploratory manner. The adjectives are all over the place here.
Right.
Arrangement, exploratory, fascination. To be clear, however, this is not to be of an overtly sexual nature. This is our theme, is not sex stuff today. It is strictly
not overtly, a little flirty.
Not overtly, okay? Yeah.
Flirty vape.
You're going to pass a note to me that says, do you like me? Yes or no, circle. And I might circle maybe. It is strictly a private arrangement between the 2 of us. It does feel like this person is wearing an ascot or smoking a pipe of some kind. Like there's a formality here that we were missing in the first post. What I'm looking to explore, like again, that reads like a brief on Art Wall. What I'm looking to explore is fairly simple. Watching, and there's this. I have to say this. There's a semicolon. What I'm looking to explore is fairly simple. Semicolon, and it should be a colon, I think. Watching a woman vape. I'm fascinated with the visuals of the vapors, the way that it can be manipulated, and so on. Another and so on doing a lot of heavy lifting. Because I feel like we've run into this before. If you feel you'd be open to a safe, fun arrangement helping a friendly individual explore their fascination, please do respond with why you feel you'd be right for this. Ta-ta! It doesn't say ta-ta, but it feels like there should be.
Right.
Tem-diddly-doo, hum-diddly drumsticks. It's fun to meet you.
Yeah, this is as soon as the cops are arresting this guy, he's like, unhand me.
Yeah, fiends. Yeah.
Foul beasts.
And then compensation. This is where this person really seals the deal. Compensation box says, yes, let's discuss rates. An exclamation point.
Oh my God. Like a B villain for like Sherlock Holmes.
Yes, let's discuss rates, Mr. Holmes. Yeah.
Oh, cross paths with the Timekeeper again. Have we?
Timekeeper. Yeah.
Wrath of the Timekeeper. Sherlock Holmes and the Wrath of the Timekeeper.
Oh man, Wrath of the Timekeeper. Here he is. Look, the Timekeeper's just watching you vape, just like the time is ticking away. A tick tock, a tick tock.
Tick tock minutes off your life with that vape, Mr. Holmes.
There's a series of studies soon to be coming out talking about the efficacy of vape smoke on infant and youth lungs. A secondhand vape I'm getting. Okay.
Oh, will you save the chief of police or your dear associate, Mr. Watson, Holmes?
Is the Timekeeper a real villain from?
I don't know. I think I just made that up, right? It just sounds like a generic.
So good. It's so fucking good. Tick tock, the time is ticking away. So yeah, like at the minimum, this person unironically wears a regular bow tie that they tie themselves.
This person on
I'm just
purpose
mad at this
dresses
person.
like I'll say on purpose dressed like Pee Wee Herman.
Yes. Yeah. The like suit trousers are always a little too short, you know,
Yeah.
but they're better for getting away from the scene of the crime. You'll never catch me. So, yeah, like, are they a murderer?
You know what? If you had asked me to read this post by myself, I would have probably said no. But the character we've built up,
But now we got the Timekeeper on our hands.
The Timekeeper, I think he's for sure a murderer.
Minutes, hours, and seconds.
TikTok, Mr. Holmes. Don't dilly dally.
I'm fascinated with the visuals of the vapors. Yeah, no, I mean, like, number one, vaping is annoying, but I do understand. It's like the number one problem for teens.
Oh yeah.
It's like a big thing. Teens are doing
because they don't care about looking cool anymore. They're just like,
well, I think because I remember, you know, even as recent as 2015, 2016, vaping was kind of a punchline to jokes. Like, you could bring up vaping, doing bits on stage, and it would get a little chuckle right away, right? And I remember moving to LA and like people talking about vaping as in the setup of a joke, you know, like, and being like, oh shit, I think people just think vaping's okay.
Right. Yeah.
You know, so I think that people think that vaping's okay now, and teens are defining whatever's cool for them, you know, and like, mad respect, dude, you know, you're a rebel. So number one, this seems unhealthy. But also, like, to circle all the way back on the safe, fun, exploratory, same deal with the first person, you got something else going on.
Right.
And whether it's like putting a bomb underneath like Big Ben or something,
Yeah.
you know, and like
all the safes are on a timer that can only be opened at a certain time, you know.
Exactly.
But you can't be at every safe in the city, Holmes.
You're going to have to choose, Mr. Holmes. So, you know, and then like in the meantime, he's just taking a picture of this person vaping for fun. Like, again, show me in this case, definitely show me a picture, buddy.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, by the way, this is so weird. This is in Austin, Texas.
Really?
Yeah, that's what it says at the top here.
In Texas. I mean, Austin is weird, but also that's Texas. You think you'd be a little tougher.
Vaping, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. You think this person got their ass kicked the first time they walked into a bar with a top hat and a monocle on and started saying like, please do respond.
Someone immediately stole their pocket watch and set all this into motion.
I'm just looking for my little pocket watch. It's like one of those you get from the mall. It's got just like Calvin and Hobbes on it or some shit.
Right. Or some weird engraving.
One of the peanuts, you know, like it's got like Woodstock, you know.
Oh yeah, definitely Woodstock.
Because it's a little tiny, you know, he couldn't buy a big pocket watch. It's like a little tiny pocket watch. And it's got a little Woodstock on it. And he's just mad and sad, you know, and he's just running around Austin just trying to find vapes. So yeah, I think this person's a murderer because he's clearly a cartoon villain of some sort.
You know what I was going to say between this and the last post? Like, the thing is, it's like, if this is some sort of a kink of yours, it's not for me, but I won't bust your balls too hard about it.
No way.
But it's just like, say that. Just say this is for my personal collection. I'm not posting this online. I just like to do this. I like
looking for a friend, and you put the friend in quotation marks.
Right. You know, because we get those guys all the time.
We pass on them. You know?
Yeah. So it's like, the thing is, it's like you're putting yourself in an arena where I'm going to fuck you up, where I'm going to make fun of you. And, you know, I'm going to come up with a bunch of phony scenarios and put you inside of them and stuff like that. All because you didn't let me know that you get a weird boner for weird stuff.
Yeah. You could just say, oh, I get a weird boner, and it's fine.
Yeah.
Lots of people get weird boners. You know?
And there's no judgment. Absolutely. But it's like, it's like,
quit being weird about being weird.
Yeah. Quit being weird about being weird.
Just stop it. Everybody. Fuck that place. Heyo, what's up, everybody?
What's going on, guys?
Hey, did you know that you can text this podcast? The number is 470-223-5627. That's 470-223-5627. We take your side, by the way. That's an automatic position. If you text us, we're on your side.
Yeah, I don't give a damn about your boss. You think I'm gonna protect that guy? I hate that guy. I hate that guy. I got your back. We got your back here.
Absolutely. We're like this is like a weirdo, like sleazy lawyer commercial. I mean, we're on your side to a point, you know.
Mm-hmm. I'm wearing a goofy suit right now.
I'm wearing a brown tie. Couldn't tell you why. If you need to talk shit about something, like we're your shit talking team. All you gotta do is text 470-223-5627. That's 470-223-5627. We're on your side. Okay, we're back, kids, for another edition of Chase has been on the internet for too long. That's the title, and we're sticking with it. So we've got some posts from Reddit where people are asking questions. This one is in r/career guidance. We're going to look at two today. This first one title is referred a newish friend / ex-colleague ... and they suck ... What can I do? And there's a fair bit of story to get through here. So we're just going to kind of wade our way in. It says, I started a new job a year ago. 9 months later, I referred an ex-colleague. So this person's been working there for a while. From the last place I worked before this one to my current employer for a role. I supervised this person at my last job, and they were young and new to the field, but engaged, enthusiastic, and confident. Okay. Before I referred them for the job, we had multiple hours-long calls. That seems long. Talking about the details and expectations. I wanted to be blunt and clear to this person about what was needed to give them the chance to decide if it's not for them. Very curious about what's for them, but I think we're going to find out. We are consultants hired on a contract for a finite period, working in a team that is 50-50 consultants and permanent employees.
Okay.
I told them about the corporate dress code we are contractually obligated to adhere to, the extremely fast pace, 8 hours a day of work, constantly delivering virtually every minute except lunch, but a ridiculously high hourly rate to do so. Okay. Almost triple his previous role. Okay. And the engagement and initiative they need to show. So that's what they feel they've been clear with. Our client is conservative, so I discussed the sensitivities around that in terms of not swearing, maintaining high level professionalism, etc. Which, like, I would actually say that not swearing at work, with the exception of, like, I would say any place where you sit down and are at a computer, not swearing is probably where you want to start. You know, like, right. I wouldn't necessarily call that a conservative employer. I would just call that an office job.
Yeah.
And this sentence is all on its own. This person was eager to join. Okay. They started the role, and over 300 employees wear a full suit every day. Woof. Full suit is different from, like, I understand, you know,
that polo shirt I was wearing a minute ago.
Yeah. Then the crackly tie that I was putting on. Yet, okay, we're at 300 employees wear a full suit every day. Yet this person shows up in midriff sweaters, I think, baggy pants, daggy casual shoes. Daggy is dating you for sure as a person.
What does daggy mean?
I think daggy might be like little rough around the edges, but not like nasty. You know, just sort of like.
What era is that from? Where does the
honestly
word...
sounds like the fucking 20s. I honestly don't know, but for some reason that sounds that I'm pretty sure
this person is a dag. You know,
yeah,
like,
I think
quite
that
daggy.
Wasn't there isn't there a comic like Dagmire or something like that?
No, that was oh my god, why the actress
Beetle Bailey.
Yeah,
No, Dagmar. No, you're right. You're right. You're absolutely right.
Dagmar the Terrible.
The Chronicles of Dagmar or whatever. Coop. It was Coop. Cooper Shaw.
Coop.
Woo!
Yeah, Coop Shaw.
Man, goddamn, we pulled it out of there. Thank you, Walt. Thanks for letting us know. Walt's in the background just holding up signs.
They're pointed the wrong way or upside down.
Furiously scrolling on our YouTube channel. They're pointing the wrong way because Walt can't do it. Oh man, Walt, you're gonna be part of the canon of the podcast now. I'm sorry, Walt. Anyway, daggy just sounds like again, it sounds like, what are you doing, Slick? Those shorts look daggy, you know. This person tells loud, rude stories at extremely inappropriate times in front of the client, which is really, client is a strong word. I mean, I know you're contracted, but in the end you work together, you know, like, right. You work there every fucking day. So anyway, this person's quality of their work is unbelievably bad. Like, we're talking 10 plus reviews back and forth to get it to something even remotely okay. They don't care. They are lazy. They are on their phone all day, including constantly during meetings. They've had 2 warnings already. All right.
Whoa, that's pretty bad, man.
Sounds pretty bad. It sounds like everyone agrees they're bad, like not just you. I can't even be friends with this person anymore because they've let me down so bad. I don't recognize them from the person I worked with previously. They are completely oblivious to the responsibility over this, despite conversations, warning, etc. I hate going to work because of the resentment I now feel toward this person who would not be there if not for me. Now we get to the question. What can I do? How can I fix this situation? I love my job so much. I'm passionate about it. I'm humiliated that I've referred this person to my employer. I don't want to move because I get to work with an amazing mentor and I am learning so much at this role. What can I do to fix this and make the situation bearable? And we've got 2 more qualifiers here. Have tried gentle conversations, honesty, feedback, encouragement, coaching, etc. He changes for 1 day, then reverts back. Another this is that there's a massive research shortage.
Another thing, maybe? Sorry.
Another thing is that there's a massive research shortage where we live, and I genuinely don't think this person will be let go, even with the additional warnings, which is frustrating.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the full question.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm immediately struck with like the feeling of like, there's no way, like the resentment that you feel and the like how like embarrassed that the writer obviously feels about this.
Sure.
There's no way that this person knew that their friend would be this bad. And while you are going to have to deal with like looks out of the side eyes of your employees and stuff, this isn't your fault. Like, you obviously are not bringing this in. And you know what? They also are people who could have screened him a little better, who could have tried to read. There's people whose job who hired
this person.
Yeah. It's like, and it's their job to screen for this kind of shit, to look for this kind of thing, if that, so they're like, that's them misfiring, right? Then if your company's in a position where they can't fire them because they can't get someone new, that's their fault as well.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. If they are so like, again, you're describing a work day that seems pretty intense, right? Extremely fast paced, 8 hours a day of work, constantly delivering virtually every minute, except lunch, but a ridiculously high hourly rate. Okay, fine. But again, this company, if they can't find somebody to do that job at that hourly rate, they should raise the hourly rate,
right?
To where somebody else will deliver and apply, right, for that rate. Again, you made a referral. That's the end of your responsibility, right? All you did was say, hey, I think this person's good. And you have data to say this person was good at my last job. I was like, you can't be pinned for this. And to put on top of all of that, you're a contractor.
Yeah.
You don't even work there, dude. Like, I understand you feel like you have a high ownership, like principle here of just like, I have a high ownership over my work. I have high ownership over who I work with. But the truth is, these people don't, like, I'm not trying to put you down, but like the people you work with don't respect you enough to hire you full time or hire you on. I'm not saying you specifically. I'm just saying this role is set up as a churn and burn, right? So I'm not saying don't be mad at the person who's a slacker. I'm saying the system is not particularly well set up for anybody here, right? You're making the choice to say, well, I really want to get in with this company and I really like this mentor or whatever. And that's great, right? But like, it's a contract position. Like, it's the easiest hire and fire any company could ever make. So if they are choosing not to fire, then they're just not bad enough, I guess, like, I don't know what state you're in, but a lot of states, if you're 1099, like a contract worker, you got no fucking rights, like at all. So again, like this is so outside your realm of responsibility. And I kind of wonder, like, based off of your description of the work, if like, maybe you, like, do you want to dial it back a little bit? Or just like, or like, maybe it's just worth noting, like, I know that you have this like mentor, like situation, and like, don't fuck it up if, don't listen to me, but like, you're seeing the amount of work that gets passable, right? And there's a huge gulf between what you're putting out and what they're putting out. It might be worth considering, is there a median there, right? Where like, you don't have to work for 8 straight hours with delivering something every fucking minute of every fucking day, except for lunch, right?
Right.
I'm not saying you should slack off. I'm just saying you may not have to work at the breakneck pace that you're describing. Or maybe you do. Maybe everyone else is also at that exact same breakneck pace, and that's fine. But again, note to self, you could work less and still make the same money. And I'm not saying that is always the best thing to do. I'm just saying you might want to clock that as you move forward.
Right.
So I'm not saying like, change what you're doing. I'm just saying none of this is your responsibility. So do whatever you want is the answer.
Yeah.
You don't have to apologize to anybody.
Right. You made one recommendation, and you certainly, if everyone's looking at you like, why did you bring this guy on? Then they're not fucking paying attention. Like, absolutely obviously not. You wouldn't have brought him on.
And also if everyone's looking at you like, where the fuck is this? What the fuck is wrong with this person? And you're the person about him, then the workday is not what you described. Right. Like, you're contradicting yourself a little bit here of like, if you've got time to mentor this person and coach this person and encourage and blah, blah, then like, it ain't 8 hours a day, super fast paced work. Like, it might be that you're putting some of this on, both the pressure of this person and the job itself. So just consider that. This isn't like particularly hilarious. I just thought it was interesting because like I've never been in a situation where I refer somebody and they're bad.
I have, and and they were bad. No one takes my suggestions. Yeah. I've referred people. They do not bring on anyone I refer. So that's why I don't buy it. I'm like, no, it's on them a little bit because they stopped me. And that being said, I've stopped some other people from getting hired where I've been like, oh no, actually in my job, I get a little bit of a say.
Yeah.
And it's in a two-way street. Yeah. I'm like, actually, no, I'm saying no to this person, so it's like, there should be even if that team is 2 people, I would imagine there's at least 2 people doing the interviews at your office.
At least, you got 300 people. You're talking about a 300 person office.
Yeah, there's
all wearing suits.
Yeah, dude. If you got time to wear those suits, you got time to hire another person to hire.
You got time to interview somebody. Like,
you got plenty of time.
None of this is your fault. So
yeah, I would say
just lay off across the board.
Yeah, dude. I would just openly be like, yeah, he does suck. Like, just that
who
kind
cares?
Of stuff. Yeah, just because he doesn't seem to care that he sucks or whatever.
Yeah,
and eventually they'll fire him. They have to, and that's if they don't, they're gonna end up losing a lot of other employees because of it.
Yeah, probably. But then again, you might be in a workplace culture that just truly fucking sucks. And then, which again, what are you going to do about that? So just do whatever you want. It doesn't matter. Okay. That's question number 1. Question numero 2 is, there's actually a little bit of is kind of a 2-parter here. Nick. So we're going to read part 1, and it's not like don't worry. It's not like a ton of information, but anyway, I just wanted to prep you for that we might have some more information coming here. So the title is just help and advice, please. And this is, I think, actually pretty common here until we start to get to the end. I hate my job. It pays well and has plenty of time off. Okay, maybe not that common, but it destroys me from the inside out. It's taken away my confidence and any passion I have for life.
Oh, wow.
I can't switch off from it at home and fear I take my frustrations out of my family.
Oh, like The Shining.
Very Shining. And then it says, I think I may be suffering from PTSD. Speaking of Shining. So just this text alone, this information alone, it's a deep well, and yet it's also kind of a shallow pool. It's like, what do we got? Like,
right.
Generally I would say like, this seems bad. Maybe you need some help. Anyway, let's just take a look at part 2. Typically I don't read people's, comments and responses because I'm not trying to get a ton of clarity for the sake of the podcast. And I don't want to be, 10 steps ahead of Nick or anything. But in this case, it was when the person said PTSD, I was like, okay, what's going on here? So I scrolled down just a little bit and somebody gives the advice that we would give right away. Please get professional help. They will know how to help you. And then this person says, I'm trying to, but it's all taking so long to organize INTUE. I don't know what that means. Into. Meanwhile, I'm stuck in the middle of the North Sea on an oil rig. Real color to the job. I'm new to this place. While the people have been nice, I feel absolutely isolated.
Oh my God. This just gets more Shining.
Yeah. Like it's like, I'm having a tough time.
I can't finish my book.
In my head, I'm thinking like, oh, you're in a sales job or you're in a high pressure, like management position or something. But you're like, no, dude, I am out in the ocean. Writing on the internet. Like, how the fuck do I get out of here? So, what I am not surprised by a person who works on an oil rig that they maybe have a hard time. Like, it seems like a pretty hard job.
Yeah, I think for sure. I did a run of shows in Las Vegas years ago with a comic who was all regularly on cruise ships, and he said that it would absolutely for 7 days like just completely take his sanity to be on that boat. And he said that, like, I remember him telling me, like, just very vividly, him telling me that, like, he's like, when you go out into the like the night and you're on the deck and you're like looking out into the water, like the water looks black and the sky looks black, so it's just black. And so he's like in part, he was like, and I would be like, sometimes I would just want to jump in, and I would be like, holy fuck, dude, we have a show in like 20 minutes. And he would turn it on, he'd go back out there and be like, you know,
you're like,
go right out.
You're like, hey man, I got your list of credits. You want me to add anything else
dude.
before I bring you up?
Do we have any more Starburst left in this? Because I was actually just hoping I get some.
Hey man, I'll be right back. I just gotta pee one more time.
I just gotta go pee one more time. I'm gonna play darts. They have a dartboard outside. I'm gonna go play darts for a while you figure this out, man. But so what I'm saying is just like, I don't doubt
that the sea has a draw.
That the sea is like, calling to his sanity and trying to shred it apart.
Yeah.
The thing about, like, I think getting any kind of professional help is it does take a while to set up.
It sure does, especially get the right kind of help.
Yeah, it's like, but what the fuck else are you doing?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and you're taking it out on your family. Okay, well, I'm glad to hear that you can't be in the physical room with them. You're acting like you're so isolated, but if you're fucking going crazy, you shouldn't be in the room with your family. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, now's the time, my guy, to figure out how to deal with these frustrations.
And like for the record, like, you know, important information that a lot of people I feel like have, but you know, why not say it? There's therapists on the internet. You don't even have to meet someone. Like, if you're on an oil rig, you could, if you have access to the internet, which it sounds like you literally say, I am stuck in the middle of the North Sea.
Right.
And you're typing this on your phone. Like, there is probably a likelihood that you can access the internet, right? Which you could possibly get counseling on the ship. I just don't know what your like sleeping or like privacy, you know, options are. But either way, like, you can start to set up some of the stuff, but the truth is, it does take a long time. Like, and you know, this person spells organized with an S, you know, so I'm hoping maybe you're not in the States and maybe it's a little bit easier to get access to any kind of healthcare whatsoever. But yeah, it does take a while, but this is the way. Right? Yeah.
It's the only card you have, bro.
Yes,
like,
yes.
And honestly, you have, look, I mean, I've seen Armageddon. Okay. I know that oil rig crews are a wild bunch.
They are a wily bunch. There's that one, a Russian guy who's really good at, like, you know, mineral deposits. And there's that guy who likes to sit on top of the rocket and go like, woo.
Yeah. There's your Steve Buscemi's right out there. You got your Ben Afflecks, you know, they're all on here.
Yeah, Bruce Willis's
and stuff. I understand it's a zany bunch and you might get called to space at any time.
At any time. And you got to be ready for that. You got to get ready to get on one of the masters.
You gotta like, look, fill out your paperwork. If you're working on a fucking oil rig, I guarantee you have health insurance. I guarantee you have something, you have some sort of resources. Just set it up. And if you're this bad a shape, honestly, it's gonna be kind of hard for you to find the wrong therapist if you're this far gone.
Yeah, when you're really in a tough spot, like even a person that's gonna do triage for you, like,
dude, I mean, junior college therapy student could probably give you a few pointers at this point in your life.
I mean, the other thing is, I mean, even sometimes through work, right? Like, my guess is you work for a pretty big company. They probably have some kind of counseling. Now, the problem is with those places, a lot of times they're really temporary. They're really only going to see you for like a certain number of sessions, like 5 or because I've looked into it. Don't get me wrong. But the bummer is but they might be a person that can help you triage, like literally just be like, okay, I've done these paperwork things, and they might just have other ideas for other places to like put in, you know, a little application or like send an email or whatever, like just to start. But you're right, Nick, if you are on an oil rig right now writing, I think I have PTSD. Like, I think you do have PTSD, man. The question is it from your job?
I think I have a concussion. It's like, well, if you're feeling that, you probably do then.
Yeah, nobody says Yeah. Nobody says, I think I have a concussion, who didn't get hit on the head.
Exactly.
Like, oh, I broke my leg. I think I have a concussion. Like, no, man, I think it's just a leg thing. Like, no one says that.
Okay, let me just read this guy. Taking confidence away, my passion I have for life. I can't switch it off at home. I can't switch it off at home. Free or frustrations, taking frustrations out of my family. But then he's on an oil rig. So you come home from the oil rig every day, right?
No. My guess is that it's like one of those like boat crew things where it's like you're on for a month, off for a month. Or you're
okay.
On for 5
yeah,
weeks
that's what I was
2
gonna say.
months,
That's
and you're
yeah,
out
it's
for
getting
3
weird.
weeks or whatever.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No. Definitely.
But that sounds really, I mean, again, it sounds like super tough because it's like if you're out of work for like 2 weeks, like, and you still can't turn it off.
Yeah, honestly, tough. Dude, and honestly, if you're on those boats, you got to be making so much fucking coin. Like you got to be making a lot of money.
I mean,
right?
that's not, it pays well and has plenty of time off.
Okay, then you know what? You got to find a way to just quit the job. Like because time and distance are going to help you at least a little bit.
Sure,
get away from this kind of stuff.
The real
but
question,
you need the help.
Yeah. The real question is the PTSD from the job, which it sounds like this person is kind of alluding to that, right? Because if it is, then you will work with someone to simply make the assessment, right? That, yeah, I do have to quit my job. Like literally that's all you're going to do with them. That's one of the first things you're going to do with them is simply acknowledge I have to leave my job.
Yeah.
You'll be doing that for weeks, months, maybe, right? Where you finally get out of the mental brain, the brain trap that is like, I have to work this job specifically, right? Because you might you have a family. You say you have family, you might have expenses, and you can't just quit it and just like fucking burn it and run. Like I get that, right? But like it seems to me like if it's from your job, which you might have to determine with someone else's help, then it's going to be that. And if it's not from your job, then clearly your job is a major like trigger or cause of the PTSD surfacing, right?
Right.
In which case, the same thing may be true, right? That again, only you and a half decently qualified person can help dissect that, right? But bottom line is, it seems like it's contributing at the minimum. In which case, and also like, I believe when you say that working at an oil rig destroys you from the inside out, but I don't know anything about the fucking details of that.
Yeah.
Is it the culture of the people? Is it just, the ice? Is it the isolation of being on the ocean and being around a bunch of the Armageddon guys,
Is it being around too many people going, oh yeah, all the time,
Yeah. Going like, yeehaw. Yeah. Yeah.
There's gotta be some kind of a zip line or something fun you can do, right? I feel like oil rigs gotta have some kind of antics.
I would think that they would antic, but it would be the worst antics. You know what I mean? Like I bet you it's just like fucking a bunch of fucking hazing and shit.
Yeah, dude. There's like
we just piss in each other's beds for fun, because we're nice guys, and we just like to have a good laugh. We just only piss in like 2 people's beds repeatedly all year.
They're all sharing Carl's. They're all sharing the same 3 porno mags or whatever from like 1977.
We like to have a good laugh.
Yeah.
So no, it doesn't sound like a pleasant place. But there's definitely pivots to be made. Don't want to close my eyes.
Oh my God.
Don't want to fall asleep because I miss you, babe. And I don't want to miss something. Hey, did you ever? Okay, we're gonna close the pod soon. But I remember vividly when after Armageddon came out, I was watching like VH1, which is MTV for losers. Behind the Music was awesome, man. I don't remember how it came up, but I just remember it was like a short segment on like people behind songs that were popular that wrote them. And I watched a woman who wrote that song, who like sold it to Aerosmith. Play it. Yeah.
I thought Steven Tyler wrote it about Liv Tyler, about his daughter.
Oh shit, maybe.
Because that's what I thought. It was creepy.
I mean, now I did. This is my impression of things, so it doesn't matter.
Okay.
We can look it up if we want, but my impression was this is the woman who wrote the song. Maybe she co-wrote it, or something. But she, people write songs and sell them to people all the time. And this woman was in like her I don't know, maybe let's just say Burbank living room on like a little electronic keyboard, just like hitting the chords and singing the song, And she looked just like a fucking cat lady.
Right.
Like she looked like one of my aunts. And just like galaxies like opening and closing in my mind, just like whoa, like not everybody writes their own song, and the people who write it look like cat ladies. And why is that stain on her shirt? You know, and like this was for Armageddon, get it. And I'll never forget that lady, just like you know, just like really lightly just hitting these chords. And
it's
her
funny.
singing it, she wasn't good at singing it.
Yeah.
You know?
And it's fun to think like all these years later, you find out that she was like lying.
Yeah, she's like, I wrote the song for Steven Tyler.
Okay, let's see. I'm gonna Google this
I'm
real
Googling.
quick.
I gotta Google it.
Oh no, you're right. Diane Warren.
Diane Warren. We got to look her up. Diane Warren is an American songwriter. Oh my fucking God. We got to look at a picture of this.
Dude, is
lady.
that her? Is it? Oh my God, dude, she's so fucking.
Don't worry. If you're on
God.
YouTube, I promise you we're going to show you this lady. And if you're not, then fucking you better get on it. We'll describe it.
Dude, this lady looks like every member of The Cure combined.
She looks great. Yeah, she's she looks like, honestly, you know, she doesn't I don't know. Honestly, the way I described it was not very generous in the sense that like, no, I don't want to open the link. I want to open the image, a new tab. There we go. Thank you, Chase. This lady actually looks honestly a little bit more like a kind of rock star lady. You know, she does look like more like The Cure. She's here with Steven Tyler in this picture. She does look like a little bit like Liza Minnelli. If Liza Minnelli had real sad eyes, and Liza Minnelli already has pretty sad eyes.
Yeah. And they're like, they look like they're at one of these like Epstein Island parties right now.
They sure do. She sure do. She writes the songs that really do make the whole world sing. Diane Warren. She wrote I Could Turn Back Time. If I Could Turn Back Time. Because You Love Me by Celine Dion. Nothing's Gonna Stop Us Now by Starship, which I don't think that really counts. Love and Tenderness, Michael Bolton. How Do I Live from Leanne Rimes.
Oh my God, from Con Air.
Oh man, how do I live without you?
My elementary school banger ballads.
Absolutely. So I wanted to ruin everyone else's life because that happened to me. And I think that honestly, now I'm mad at VH1 for the way that they filmed this lady. Like it wasn't in like a studio. It
like
was
they broke into her house in the middle of the night and made her play this song.
Yeah, so it felt like
a handheld camera.
Yeah.
They like grabbed the blankets on the other side of the bed and lifted them so she fell out, you know?
Yeah.
Like a hard thud.
Yeah, she broke her like that the bone in between your elbow and your wrist, that like humerus bone. It was just made like a big old lump on her
dude.
arm,
she had like a bunch of rags she tied around to like hold like
she
a
sounded
splint.
so tired. She's like, I don't wanna come I do wanna fall asleep. Can you guys please go away? So yeah, anyway, I just wanted to blow up everyone's spot with that.
Wow.
Thing.
I learned something. That's crazy.
I don't even remember how we got. Because of Armageddon. Anyway, thanks for listening, everybody.
We'll
see you next
guys.
time. Hope we can ruin something else for you. Hope we can ruin something else for you in the near future. And fuck this place.
Thanks for listening, everybody.
Yeah, thanks for listening. If you had a good time, don't forget to subscribe, rate the podcast, leave a review, 5 stars, 4 stars. You can give less stars, but don't do that. I mean, you can, but just text us. You know, it's 470-223-5627. That's 470-223-5627. You can just let it out, you know. Get mean. We're here for you. Okay, that's it. Bye for now. Fuck this place.